break down this game with Shocks and Officio, special guest for you.
Hello there. Not quite Shocks. Thank you, Joe. You're just getting me back for earlier, aren't you? I know. So, Officio, do you feel you just learned a lot from losing that game 2-0?
That's a hard one, but well, we know Copenhagen Wolves are really good. This one's a bit annoying. We know they're really good. We respect them, but also we learned now that our level 1 tactics need to improve. That was terrible, and yeah, I know we need to watch the replays, watch the mistakes we did, and then move on.
And it can't feel too good because the added bonus is that it was the Copenhagen Wolves. It was your old organization. Was there a little bit of rivalry in the background there between management?
Not at all. People would think that I hate Copenhagen Wolves, but I don't. I actually like everyone in the management there. I knew mistakes happened, but I also know they sorted it, and now they're running this new lineup, and the whole organization works a lot better. So I actually have a huge respect for them. So for me, personally, losing to Wolves didn't mean anything. I would obviously like to win, so I could call the boss and tell him, yeah, too bad, but yeah.
Too bad, but instead he's going to be doing the same to you, don't worry. You'll get that on Monday. So what do you take from the games? What do you see in these games that maybe you guys are going to have to adjust? You're going to get back to the gaming house, obviously tomorrow, back in Stockholm. You're going to look back to these matches and adjust things. Is there anything you can take into, say, obviously the promo series that's coming up in the next few weeks? Or is it a case of, okay, forget about that, we're going to be on a different patch, let's see how it works out?
Well, what we can at least see is that right now Copenhagen Wolves has better synergy than we do. I wouldn't say they're better individual players, but the teamwork just works. They have been playing non-stop for the last, 1 year maybe. They haven't had a break. They kept going to tournaments.
They had 2 changes though.
They had 2 changes, but the changes actually made them stronger in my opinion. Because like the people that have gotten in now really work together as a team. And in my opinion, Copenhagen Wolves right now is probably a top 3 team in Europe. I know it's a lot to say, but they are really, really strong. So what we need to look at least is just our own like communication and synergy as a team, and also our team fighting, where we, at least in the first game, tend to split up a lot, which meant that Copenhagen Wolves could single target us and kill people with the fizz especially. So that's something we need to work on, but we got time to fix it.
So it's safe to say that you guys are not going to be picking Copenhagen Wolves to play in the promo?
That is 100% sure.
100% sure.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the matches that is going to be coming up, Fnatic versus Gambit. It's the old EU rivalry. You've obviously spent a season playing against these guys. How do you see this one going? And is there anything that you see maybe in the new Fnatic, the new Gambit, the 2 new lineups have had a player change of piece that maybe has made them that much stronger?
I think Gambit slightly has the edge, mainly because they play more of their current strong champions. Clearly, they already picked up any support and things like that. Where Fnatic seems to be playing a little bit on the old patch from Worlds, with Aatrox and these things that we don't really see anymore. But team-wise, I mean, they're so dead even. It's purely 50-50. But if I have to give it to someone, I'll give it to Gambit.
You give it to Gambit, okay. Yeah. I mean, is there anything that you think maybe when you watched the matches this morning, which were fantastic games, by the way, Cloud9 versus Gambit, absolutely amazing game, as well as the Fnatic COG game. Is there anything you take from maybe the Americans that you saw that you were looking at and thinking, we may try and do that as well?
Well,
the Jinx maybe? We haven't seen a great deal of that from the European teams yet.
Well, the issue about Jinx, in my opinion, is just lack of mobility, unless you actually get to kill in a team fight, where champions like Lucian and Caitlyn, which are really popular in Europe right now, has the mobility. So I don't think we're going to pick up Jinx. I like her, she's okay, but for me, at least right now, Lucian is the clear top pick. We should maybe even have Bandit in our games versus Copenhagen Wolves. But I don't know, I wouldn't say we picked up anything from the NA. I'm just happy that EU won.
And briefly, before we move on, what do you make of the pre-season patch? You guys had much of a chance to look at it before coming here? And so obviously you only had, 2 days while traveling, I guess?
Yeah, but we haven't even touched that patch, actually. We only played like 2 or 3 solo queue games on it, and then we just scrimmed on the tournament realm, so we prepared for IEM. So I actually don't know that much about it. I just know that Miffy right now is a bit unhappy, because he actually thinks supports are going to be more useless than before.
Wow.
Yeah. You can ask him about that later.
Well, I know
himself.
Miffy always has big opinions on patches.
He does,
I do remember that when we were over in Tenerife for the Players' Conference, how much he fed back on that one. Is there anything that you see as a former support player that you're looking at and thinking, God, I wish I was still playing to do that?
Well, I will say that I like the fact that I support Kango items now. For instance, get Tangle like a Leona, so you can start playing her, and she can be more useful. I mean, I always felt before Worlds at least that Leona wasn't that strong. Obviously, Yellow Star proved me wrong. So for me, if I was playing still, I would obviously pick up something like Leona now, which is really fun champ to play. So I would love to do that. Otherwise, I don't know. We have to see. We need to work more on that patch, especially and before the relegation, also, so we know exactly what's strong and not.
And finally, there's an MVP vote out there. Who would you put as an MVP bet from the pro teams so far this tournament?
Soas in the Fnatic games were amazing. Really carried his team hard. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll give it to Soas.
Soas, yeah? Not Afromu maybe? Throwing out as the support. Pretty much making the plays for CRG.
He did make the plays, yeah, but in my opinion, one of the big reasons that Fnatic did beat CLG was Soas simply outplaying Neon top lane and giving a huge advantage to Fnatic.
Oh, thank you very much, Deficio, and look forward to seeing you in the upcoming season in a couple of weeks, and hope you get through to the LCS as well. It'd be a shame not to have Nip there. So, we have Shock standing by with the Copenhagen Wolves, who've picked up the final 2-0.
They sure did. Congratulations, amazing on a fantastic tournament yesterday, sweeping out SK Gaming. Now a clean 2-0 sweep of NIP, and this is your first tournament with the Copenhagen Wolves. Tell me how that you've lived these last 2 days.
Well, like I was utterly excited, and like I was a bit worried about the tournament itself because SK and NIP are both teams that have been in LCS, have been like grand names, and I just need to really adapt to it, to the playstyle, and I think I did a pretty good job in the end.
Yes, absolutely. Can you maybe go a little bit more in depth about matching up against Hercubot in his last matchup, who has got 2 seasons of LCS under his belt?
Well, I always respected Hercubot as a player because I thought in LCS he did a really good job on SK, which was a losing team, and he's still shown sometimes that he can play on a high level. Well, I think he's stronger than me still. I still have a lot to learn, but yeah, I just do fairly well against him nowadays. So I'm kind of proud of it.
Yeah, you had an amazing game, and your entire team kind of slow games, the both of them, and it seemed in the second game you guys were kind of struggling to close it out, and maybe the decision-making wasn't really where it should be in the end. Is that because you got a little nervous about closing it and winning it, or...?
Yeah, well, like if people get caught, and that's happening sometimes, you get a bit worried because you don't know, well, can we close it out? And in the end, I just told my team, or we told ourselves, we're up, we have nothing to lose right now because we have already, I don't know what the advantage was. Even if we fuck up 2 to 3 times more, we'd still be able to close it out. So, in the end, I just think that talking to ourselves and really mentally preparing for the finish helped us in the end.
Yeah, and of course for you, how have you been gelling with the team? Because we've talked about this a lot. Shook was regarded as one of the best junglers in the US by a lot of players and viewers. And did you feel any stress coming off that?
Well, in the beginning it was really tough for me to mold with the team because it was really weird. They had a different playstyle to which I was accustomed to, and it took some time, 2 to 3 weeks. I finally got used to everyone, to the players, and to the playstyle. And Shook's shoes are big, but I think I'll be able to fill them in the next, maybe LCS season.
Yeah, because of course this is a great victory for you guys, but I know you guys are thinking ahead, and we just heard Deficio said it, we are not picking the Copenhagen Wolves, and I feel like SK and MYM might feel the same if you of course make it to the Spring Promotion Tournament. So what is the next steps now that you guys are going to take? And just calm down for a while, and how are you going to practice to get there?
Well, we'll be attending DreamHack Winter next week, so we basically have to prepare for that. But afterwards, we basically prepare boot camp already. So we try to get accustomed to the new patch because it's really weird for me as a jungler. Something like duo top seems to be the meta from what I've heard because I haven't played the patch too much. But yeah, boot camping, seeing how it goes, maybe spectating some games, and adapt to it.
Is there anything you want to say to the fans out there?
Not really. I don't know. I don't have too many fans yet, so I guess maybe with the event I made some, and to all the supporters of Copenhagen Wolves, I really appreciate the support.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for this interview. An amazing tournament by our team. You guys will be presented with the trophy later, so we'll see you guys again. Congratulations once again. Amazing. As for us, we're going to be moving over to